by Blake, and he'll step on the bag. Clemens moves on down to third base on the 3 unassisted. Put out for out number 2. That'll bring up C.J. Burns, the cleanup man, playing center field. .216 average on the season with a .326 on-base percentage. 8 hits, that's second on the team, and 6 RBIs. Smith wasting no time. First pitch is grounded sharply, gloved on a nice hop by Jonas, and the throw over to first gets away underneath the glove of Blake and over to the fence, and that will allow a run to come in to score. So right now it's an unearned run. Burns reaching on the E5 throwing error. And that'll bring up Weston Marley. 1 run comes in. So the Mariners on top, 1-0. Again, right now, that is an unearned run. And actually, all the runs from here on out, if any more are scored, would be unearned because that would have been the 3rd out of the inning. There's a sharp grounder on a couple bounces, gets to Jonas at shortstop, goes underneath his glove and into left center field. That is the bane of playing on Alaska grass fields, is you never know how the ball is going to bounce. It comes off that lip on the infield grass, and just like that, it was hopping along at about the same rate, and then it just had no hop left, and it went under Jonas's glove. But that's why coaches will tell you, keep your glove on the ground. So on the E6, Marley goes to first base, and then that sends Burns on down to second, and it brings up Henry Wedvick. First pitch to Wedvick is lifted high to right field. Backing up is Castillo, and he makes the catch on a hop. No, it gets over his head, and it goes all the way to the fence. That's going to bring in 1 run, 2 runs, and they've got Wedvick in a rundown between second and third base. Let's see here now. We throw back to the second baseman, and he gets chased down there. And that will end the inning. The Mariners take a 3-0 lead after 1. You're listening to High School Baseball on ESPN Radio.
As spring blossoms and summertime beckons, what adventures are you gearing up for with your trusty trailer? Or do you need to invest in one for yourself? Get over to Alaska Trailer and get everything you need for summer. Are you getting amped up for your many ATV excursions? Make sure you have the perfect trailer from Alaska Trailer. Be on the lookout for new dumps from Iron Bull and Max D. At Alaska Trailer, they pride themselves on going the extra mile for their customers. Whether you're searching for a specific trailer, bed, or part, Alaska Trailer on K Beach Road. Happy spring!
Looking for a new beginning? Kenai Peninsula College offers more than you might realize. Certificates, 2-year degrees, or even 4-year degrees achievable without leaving your hometown. Small class sizes, students receive one-on-one help from instructors who are invested in their success. Find your place at KPC, here to help you reach your goals.
Play one more.
262-0330 for more information.
Alaska's go-to dealer for TYM tractors. Built tough for the toughest jobs. From homesteads to heavy-duty work, TYM tractors deliver unbeatable strength and efficiency. Need a trailer? They've got those too. Plus expert service and unbeatable deals. Visit whitespruce.com or stop by their K-Beach location. Power, performance, possibility.
We go to the bottom of the first inning. The Kenai Cardinals unfortunately find themselves in a 3-0 hole on a kind of a wacky top of the first inning. Clyde Clemens singles himself aboard, ends up coming in to score on the ground out. Should have been a ground out, the E5 by Gabe Jonas. That allowed C.J. Burns to be safe at first. Then an error by the shortstop, Jacob Jonas, on a bad bounce. Lets Weston Marley reach. And then a 2-out, 2 RBI double by Henry Wedvick. And then he gets picked off on the base path. A 9-6-5-8 put out. Cardinals, though, going to try and match pace. They come up in the bottom of the first. First pitch from Clemens into the leadoff man, Daniel Stephenson, outside for ball number 1. So all three of those runs are unearned runs after the throwing error that would have ended the inning. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and that's a strike.
54.
Stephenson batting .429 with a .520 on-base percentage. He's got 9 hits, leading the team in 6 RBIs. Clemens, the diminutive right-hander, missing off the plate for ball 2. After Stephenson, it'll be Braden Smith, and then Jacob Jonas. We'll see which side of the box Smith decides to bat from. Here's a 1-2. That one is popped high into shallow left center, and it's going to drop down right in front of the right fielder, Anderson. And oh my goodness, that was up for days. I don't know how nobody got to that. I mean, it was kind of in no man's land, but there was a lot of time to get to that one. Either way, the Mariners give the Cardinals a gift, and Daniel Stephenson aboard with a leadoff single. Stop me if you've seen this one before. Right now in the Northern Lights Conference, the Palmer Moose are in first place. They're 2-0 in conference play. Soldotna 2-1 in second. Kenai 2-1 in third. Kodiak 3-3. Houston, then Homer. They're 1-2. Here's Smith, and he is going to bat from the left-hand side. Runner goes, pitches a little bit outside. Throw down is not quite in time. And it was ball 1. Nope, called strike on the outside corner. Looked like it might have been a little bit away. Smith does not get the call. However, Stephenson, who has all sorts of speed, he's a wrestler, he's got them strong wrestling legs, scoots down to second. Now he leads off there. Clemens will give him a long look. Stephenson dancing all around. Here's the pitch, and that one is just tapped foul. Looked like it went in and out of Sims' glove, so Smith behind in the count, 0-2. With a man on scoring position and no outs, man in scoring position and no outs in the bottom of the first inning. Cardinals trailing 3-0 on the Three Bears Alaska scoreboard. Strikeout in the first inning by Smith to Jaden Sims was brought to you by Northern Superior Drilling, 907-953-0829. They don't strike out, they'll hit water. Now the home plate umpire, Sean Saylor, going out, and he's kind of making a hand-pumping gesture out toward Clemens. And now he's coming back behind the plate. I think that is maybe a calm-down gesture. I'm not sure. Give you the Homer defensive alignment here in just a moment. Clemens checking the runner. Stephenson back at second. And now here's the 0-2 pitch, and that just misses a little bit high. And home plate umpire looked like he wanted to pull the punch out, but instead he held up. Clemens a look back, and now here's the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball misses off the plate, and the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Smith batting .400 with a .520 average, 8 hits, 6 RBIs. Second on the team in hits to only the man before him, Daniel Stephenson, who's in scoring position right now with no outs. Cardinals trailing 3-0. 2-2 pitch. That one is popped, twisting into foul territory. No, it goes back into fair territory, and the shortstop, Preston Stanislaw, came over and made that catch on the left field grass behind third base. I think the third baseman, Weston Marley, may have lost it. Either way, it is a P6 out for out number 1. That'll bring up Jacob Jonas with a man in scoring position. Jonas with a .312 average, .542 on base percentage, 5 hits, 5 RBIs. Looking to pick up a little bit more offense here. Cardinals going to start digging themselves out of an early hole. Runner goes, pitch is high, throw down to third is not in time. Stephenson with the smooth slide. Gets a little dap up from his coach in the third base box because that throw beat him there. He just got the hand to the back corner of the bag. And now he's 90 feet away with 1 out. Anything to the right side will bring him in. That first pitch to Jonas was a ball. Now here's the 1-0 pitch, and that one is drilled toward deep center. It's going back, way back, and it's off the wall. Stephenson's going to come in to score, and Jonas jogging into second with a stand-up, 1 out, RBI double. I really thought that one had the juice to make it out. Either way, Jonas picks up his team RBI lead tying RBI. And that's really what you do, right? You drive a run in, you chip away at the lead, and you put yourself in position to score another run. Here's Gabe Jonas with 5 RBIs. Now Clemens having to get a look at Jacob and throws one way up in on Gabe, and count is 1 ball, no strikes. Cardinals and Mariners in Kenai. It's the bottom of the first. Runner goes on a pitch. Throw down to third is in time, and they got him. That's only the second out of the inning. The Mariners are running to the dugout. They don't realize now they turn around. One man on the field knew how many outs there were, and that was Clyde Clemens. And he told his teammates, "What are you doing? Get back." But now the bases are all clear after Jonas is picked off on the 2-5 put out, caught stealing. And Gabe Jonas at the plate with the bases all cleared off. And he absolutely rips this one down the third base line, out into left field. He's going to chug around first. There'll be a play at second. He'll hold up, and he'll head back for first. So just a dramatic single. And with 2 away, Gabe Jonas now on first with his 8th hit of the season. And it'll bring up Everett Chamberlain, who chased down Henry Wedvik in the third base path on the last out of the top of the first. Runner on first is Gabe Jonas. Clemens pitches. First pitch is the ball up and in on Chamberlain. The second baseman, a 176 average, 263 on base percentage, 3 hits, 3 RBIs. Looking to add on to that here. Runner goes, pitches over the top of the head of the runner and then of the batter, sliding in feet first. With a steal is Gabe Jonas. So the Cardinals, 3 steals in the bottom of the first inning. They trail the Mariners 3-1 on the Three Bears Alaska scoreboard. None of those runs for the Mariners in the top half of the frame were earned runs. They were all unearned. Here's the 1-0, and that one also runs up and in. Chamberlain backing away, rather kind of limboing away from it. And the count's now 2-0. Scoreboard says 3-0, but it's 2-0. Here's the 2-0, and that one down and away. And I'm going to assume that I missed something because Chamberlain jogs down to first, and nobody protests it. Now the Cardinals playing an inning very similar to the Mariners, down to their final out of the inning, and getting a little 2-out rally going. They've got something cooking with 2 men on and 2 outs. Now Logan Meese steps up to the plate, and boy, does that caught stealing by Jacob Jonas at third. Hurt now. First pitch to Meese inside, and he jumps back. It's ball 1. Meese, 250 average, 400 on base percentage. He's got 3 hits, still looking for his first RBI of the season. Runner goes from second on down to third. Jonas slides in safely. They weren't ready for him, the big guy, to go lumbering down there. And now the Cardinals have 2 men in scoring position. And it's a 2-0 count to Meese. Chamberlain stealing second and Jonas stealing third. So Meese could pick up 2 RBIs here on something into the outfield. 2-0 pitch. Down low, ball 3. And now Clemens laboring. 3 balls, no strikes. And one more here. We'll load him up for Brandon Blake, who has 6 RBIs and 8 hits on the season. And there's a called strike. And I don't think Meese liked it. He's having a conversation with home plate umpire Sean Saylor. So we will continue, and Meese will once again step up to the plate. Ahead in the count, 3 balls and 1 strike. Clemens on the mound. 2 on, 2 outs for the Cardinals, and there is another called strike on the low outside corner. And that was close enough. We'll say close enough. So the payoff pitch, 3-2 count. Here it is, high and away, and that should be ball 4. That is ball 4. Oh, I guess so we'll see here. Now it's a full count. Here's the payoff pitch, and that one's up and high, so it really comes to naught as Meese jogs down to first base, and the bases are all loaded for Brandon Blake. The big first baseman has a chance here to make this a 5-3 game with one swing of the bat. And we've seen this happen. They're going to take the catcher, Meese, out, and they'll put Garrett McKenna on first as a courtesy runner. McKenna wearing the number 1. The Mariners don't want to be snake bit by the grand slam. They had one hit against them on Monday when the pitcher Colby Sturman came up in the 3rd inning, I believe. Is the 2nd inning. First pitch to Blake is tapped foul to the backstop. That one was probably a little bit low, but he's seeing dollar signs with 3 men on base in front of him. Clyde Clemens on the mound for the Mariners. Cardinals have the bases loaded up with 2 outs in the bottom of the 1st inning, trailing 3-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It's a curveball that doesn't quite curve, and it misses up high, and it's 1-1. Kenai has already beat Homer once this year. It was a very windy, chilly affair a couple weeks ago, and there's ball 2 up and away. Clemens having a hard time getting the pitches down. Take a look at the score and see if we can find out exactly how many pitches Clemens has thrown already this inning. There's a pop-up, but it goes twisting foul over the backstop. And the count evens up at 2-2. Gabe Jonas on third. Everett Chamberlain on second. Garrett McKenna, the courtesy runner, at first. And Brandon Blake, the first baseman, at the plate. 2 outs, and the Cardinals trailing 3-1 in the bottom of the 1st. Here's Blake. Here's the pitch. And it's high for ball 3. So here's your drama moment. It's your, what do they used to say? The Old Spice hot moment or high degree temperature, something like that. Here's the payoff pitch. Runners go. Swing and a miss. And Blake goes down hacking. It's 3-1. Homer on top. The Cardinals leave them loaded in the bottom of the 1st inning. We'll be back with the top of the 2nd on ESPN Radio.
Ridgeway Family Dentistry is helping patients get ready for that perfect summer smile. With advanced technology and Dr. David Richburg's skilled team, premium care is delivered in a comfortable, friendly setting. And right now, new patients are invited to enjoy a special $199 bundle. Includes comprehensive exam and x-rays, cleaning not included. But don't wait. Call 907-262-8404 and mention this radio ad to unlock the deal. Ridgeway Family Dentistry is proud to serve the Kenai Peninsula one smile at a time. Your perfect summer smile starts here.
Hey guys, the days are getting longer and soon it will be time for non-stop summer fun. Time to get the honey-do list finished and get out and play. It's the perfect time to get that vasectomy you have been considering. This is a quick, easy procedure that can be done in Homer or Soldotna. Dr. Alvarez will perform your no-needle, no-scalpel vasectomy, and you can cross birth control off that list. We offer same-week appointments and affordable pricing. Call Peninsula Surgery and Aesthetics, 235-1010, then get out and enjoy the season.
Well, we go to the top of the 2nd inning. The Cardinals trailing the Homer Mariners 3-1. Cardinals had a golden opportunity at the bottom of the 1st. They left him loaded. Brandon Blake striking out swinging, chasing a high fastball. If Blake would have walked, it would have brought in a run and brought up Kalani Beto. As it is, in the bottom of the 2nd, it'll be Beto, then Martin, and then back to the top of the order for Stephenson. The assistant coach for the Cardinals is Eddie Castillo. That would be the uncle of the right fielder, Rael Castillo. Their head coach is Christian Stefanos. The Mariners are coached by Tyler Kreckling. It'll be the bottom of the order due up for the Mariners in the top of the second. Preston Stanislaw, Cohen Boyd, and Austin Briscoe. Braden Smith, the right-hander today. Normally the left-hander, unless I'm like experiencing Mandela effect here or something. I don't know, but this kid's a lefty, but he is throwing righty today. So that is impressive. He gets Preston Stanislaw to lead things off. The shortstop batting .227. First pitch buzzes the tower, and he has to twist away from it. And it's no balls and a strike with nobody aboard in the top of the second. Mariners leading 3-1. Nobody out. Long look in. Now the wind in the pitch, and that one also runs inside. More at waist level. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. 1 strikeout in the top of the first for Smith. 2 hits and 3 runs, none of them earned. Stanislaw shows bunt, pulls back, pitch comes in high and away, and it's 3-0. You can hear the Homer bench loving it. Stanislaw shows bunt again, pulls back, and takes all the way. Called strike right down the center. Now it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Smith taking slightly longer between pitches this inning. And now timeout called as he was really letting things roll for a minute there. Stanislaw will step back in and we'll reset and do it again. 3 balls and 1 strike the count. Smith trying to battle back. Here's a 3-1 pitch, and that is a called strike at the letters. And the count runs full on the shortstop. Stanislaw, a 3-sport athlete. 3-2 pitch on the way. That one flared off to the right side and foul. It'll drop over by the right field bullpen batter's box, or batting cage. We are in Kenai tonight. Nick Sorrell here along with Race Lee and Josh Fields, our broadcast producers, back in our K-Beach studio. Full count to the leadoff man in the top of the second, Preston Stanislaw. Braden Smith, the righty tonight. Long look in, now he'll kick and fire. Quick pitch, and that one missed high. Just his second walk of the season, and for the second straight inning, the Mariners have the leadoff man aboard. Cohen Boyd, the right-handed hitter, will step in. 107 hitter with a .324 on-base percentage. So Henry Wedvik, with that 2 RBI double in the top of the first, now leads his team in RBIs. And he's batting under 200. So he is really taking advantage of the opportunities. Bunt is popped up in a foul into the backstop. So Boyd quickly behind. No balls and a strike. And Smith walks all the way over past the third baseline. Not a superstitious man. He steps on the third base foul line as he returns to the mound. That's something you might notice. You'll watch pitchers when they cross the first or third base foul line, they'll jump over it. A lot of pitchers think it's bad luck to step on the foul line. Pickoff throw is not quite in time. So we will reset and continue. It's an 0-1 count to the number 8 hitter, Cohen Boyd. Mariners lead the Cardinals 3-1 on the Three Bears Alaska scoreboard in the top of the second inning. No outs and 1 man on. Bunt attempt again, and this one also tapped foul off to the right side. So Boyd will more than likely not be bunting with 2 strikes. If you're unfamiliar, the reason for that is because if you bunt the ball foul with 2 strikes, it's a strikeout. Otherwise, you could just bunt all day long and wear the pitcher's arm out in one at bat. Because it's not really hard to hold the bat out there and let the ball hit it. Runner gets his lead over at first. Smith checks him. Now goes home. And there's a grounder hit towards second base, and it's going to be grabbed by Chamberlain, and the throw on to first. Waiting to see. I did not see the call, and he is out. They call him out at first base. What a play. What range by Chamberlain, running to his left, getting that ball almost on the right field grass. So a loud 4-3 put out for the first out of the inning. Now Austin Briscoe with a runner at second. Stanislaw advancing on the ground out. Gets his lead at second, and there's a perfect bunt. And that's going to catch everybody off first base. And Briscoe is going to beat the throw down. Miscommunication between Brandon Blake and Smith, the pitcher. And Briscoe, beautiful bunt, singles himself aboard. Stanislaw down to third, and now we're back to the top of the order. 1 out and 2 men on for the Mariners. We had a walk to Stanislaw to lead off the inning. Then that ground out by Boyd, and now a bunt single up the first baseline by Briscoe. It's just his second hit of the season. Now the left-handed Clemens digging back in. 1 for 1 with a single, waves and misses at the first fastball he sees. Clemens singled, stole second, and came around to score when C.J. Burns, the cleanup man, reached on an error. So that ultimately made it effectively like a 4-out inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and that one's lined right toward and over the head of the shortstop, Jonas, and into center field. 1 run comes in to score, and Clemens is aboard with his second single. This one tacks on an RBI. And the Mariners lead 4-1, and that run is earned. So 4 runs given up by Smith, and just 1 of them earned. Moving down to second base is Briscoe. And now Jaden Sims, the catcher, and the Mariners reestablish their 3-1 lead, or rather their 3-run lead over the Cardinals. Briscoe gets his lead at second. Clemens at first. Here's the first pitch to Sims, down and away, and it's ball 1. Cardinals trailing the Mariners 4-1 in the top of the second inning on the Three Bears Alaska scoreboard. 1 ball, no strikes. And now ball 2, that one missing low as well. 1 away, 2 ducks on the pond. Austin Briscoe bunted himself aboard. And Clyde Clemens singled in a run, and he's on first base. Here's a 2-0 pitch to Sims. That is right down Main Street. Called strike. 269 average. 0 for 1 today. Sims struck out chasing a high fastball. Smith, 29 pitches right now. Long look back at Briscoe at second, and now timeout called by Sims. He didn't like hanging out that long. So with a 4-1 lead, the Mariners try to push it even more. And they've still got plenty to work with, just 1 away in the top of the second, and there's a foul ball right back to the screen. The count evens up 2-2. So Smith falls behind, 2-0. Battles back, gets a swinging strike, and now a strike foul. And he will try to get Sims on strikes for the second straight time. Long look back at second base. Still looking. Now back home, checks the runner again. Now he'll fire home, and that's a curveball that doesn't curve. And it's a full count. Second full count of the inning for the Cardinals senior. And you may wonder if the bright sun, it's kind of the first time we've seen a game under conditions this nice, having an adverse effect maybe. Payoff pitch, high, ball 4, and the Mariners have them loaded. Second walk of the inning issued by Smith. Down to third goes Briscoe. To second is Clemens. And Sims with the one-out walk heads to first. And that'll bring up Willem Hakala. And here comes Coach Christian Stefanos to have a conversation with his pitcher. We'll take a quick break. It's high school baseball on ESPN Radio.
If you've been involved in an accident or had a catastrophic injury, negotiating with insurance companies on your own is fraught. Insurance companies want to maximize their profits, and that means minimum.
Just a 30?
Yeah.
Okay.
For your medical bills. They don't want to pay for your lost work. They don't want to pay for your pain and suffering. Expert insurance negotiators and adjusters will try to minimize your claim at every turn. It's important to have an attorney to get the recovery that you deserve. At Earhart, Elsner & Cooley, we can help you get that fair and true value.
Welcome back after the mound visit. It'll be the right-handed hitting cleanup man, or rather number 3 hitter, Willem Hakala, with the bases loaded and 1 out. First pitch to him, fouled off to the right side. And he's behind 0-1. Hakala grounded out to the first baseman in his first at-bat. And that set up Burns to try and end the inning. Did, reaching on an error. There's a ball low and away, and the count's 1-1. A long inning. Walked Preston Stanislaw to start it off. Then he got Cohen Boyd to ground out. Austin Briscoe bunted himself on. Then Clemens singled and drove in a run. There's a swing, and that one gets past the catcher. Throw to home is not in time, and it rolls onto the infield grass. And another run comes in to score on the wild pitch. Briscoe scoring makes it a 5-1 game in favor of the Mariners. And everybody else moves up. On down to third goes Clemens. Sims to second. Everybody moving on the wild pitch. And now first base is open, and it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. And that one goes in and off the glove. And they're going to say it actually got Hakala on the helmet, which should not let the run score. He should go back to third base. Yeah, Clemens had come all the way in to score. And that pitch was a high-tide fastball that actually ticked off the brim of Hakala's helmet. So he will take first, which was open after the wild pitch. And now C.J. Burns, who reached on an error and came in to score as a part of that 2-out rally. And here comes Coach Christian Stefanos. I think he wants to have a conversation about whether or not that hit Hakala. It looked close. I mean, it ran up and in. I couldn't clearly see if it hit him or not. But we will stand pat. 5-1 Mariners lead. Still just 1 away in the top of the second. On top of the Cardinals with 1 out. All loaded up for C.J. Burns. Braden Smith, the pitcher, the right-hander, kicks and fires, and that one is grounded to third base. 1 out on the unassisted put out, and a run comes in to score as Burns hustled down the first base line. And that'll make it a 6-1 game. Clemens does come in to score on the RBI fielder's choice by Burns. And there's 2 away. Sims down to third, and Hakala now at second. That'll bring up Weston Marley. He's 0 for 1, grounded into a error at shortstop in his first at-bat. Mariners pick up 3 more. There's a nubber that rolls foul up the first baseline. And so it's just 1 strike. Marley taking issue with Braden Smith getting in his way as he was running up the first baseline. Smith was going over to make sure that ball did not roll back fair. 0-1 the count on the number 5 hitter. Marley, a 120 average with a 378 on-base percentage, 3 hits, 4 RBIs. The Mariners have 6 runs, 5 RBIs. So they've driven in 5 of those runs. 1 of them came in to score on a wild pitch. So 3 earned runs this inning. 6 runs charged to Smith now in the game. And the Cardinals trail, they're in a big hole, trailing by 5. Runners get their leads, and they'll try to pick off Hockla at second. But he'll stay on. Weston Marley at the plate. He is the 8th batter of the inning for Kenai, or for Homer. If he reaches, it would be Henry Wedvik, and then it'd be back to the man who led it off. There's another check of the runner at second. Hockla diving back in safely once again. Hockla at second. C.J. Burns reaching on the fielder's choice. And there is a called strike on a pitch, and Smith throwing the tempo off a little bit. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Nope, they're going to say he missed away. So it's 1-1. Here's the pitch, inside, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike to the number 5 hitter, Weston Marley, with 2 men aboard and 2 outs. The Mariners have plated 3 runs in the top of the second. There's a grounder right back to the pitcher, and Smith will toss over to first to end the inning. So the Mariners get 3 more. They leave 1 man aboard, and they lead 6-1 after an inning and a half. It's high school baseball on ESPN Radio.
Hello, I'm Marty Hansen, owner and manager of Eyewear Express. Have you ever bought new glasses for your little darling and they're lost or twisted into a figure 8 before you even get home or take that first picture? Well, if you got them at Eyewear Express, we'll replace the frame for free. Let me say that again. If they lose or break the frame, we'll replace it for free. So relax and expect the best from Eyewear Express in the Peninsula Center Mall, Soldotna, 260-9199.
E5 and E6.
Hi, this is Justin Ruppridge. There's nothing like a small town. It's real community. And that's one of the reasons I'm raising my family here. It's also why I own and operate Soldotna Professional Pharmacy, because I believe a small town pharmacy is where people get the best care. Our customers aren't just customers, you're our friends and neighbors. Stop by at 299 North Binkley in Soldotna for hometown friendly service. I'm Justin Ruffridge, and I'm here to serve you.
Welcome back to high school baseball. We go to the bottom of the second inning. The Cardinals trailing the Mariners 6-1. Nick Sorrell here along with Race Lee and Josh Field. 3-0 after the top of the first. 3 runs on 2 hits, 2 errors. All of those runs. Different story. 3 runs on 2 hits again, but no errors. And the Mariners left 1 man on base. It'll be the 8-9-1 hitters due up for the Cardinals. Kalani Beto steps in. The right-handed hitter, a 111 average. First pitch from Clemens is low and away, and Beto quickly ahead in the count. The everyday catcher last couple of years. And now here comes Logan Meese, who's taken over that spot. 1-0 pitch to Beto, poked to the right. Long throw by the shortstop is in time on a hop. Preston space, and that was textbook defense on the 6th he put out to start the inning, and that does not bode well for the Mariners. Clemens now just 33 pitches. He's got Avery Martin, who swings at the first sees, but he jerks it high and foul off to the left side, and I'm sure a host of Kenai Field is as hot as a sauna. Picked the wrong day to wear the long sleeve shirt. 0-1 on Martin, and there's a breaking ball. It was just a little bit inside. Count evens up 1-1 on the Cardinals. Tell you all what they do. There's a ball hit toward center field, but just stepping to his right and in to make the catch is Burns. And that is 2 up, 2 down for the Cardinals. 1 to the Mariners. And now it's back to the top of the order for Daniel Stephenson. and also a very good baseball player. Played basketball for several years, but it's hard to be a basketball player and a wrestler. First pitch to him is a called strike. Oh, man, that was brutal. That was up around his chin. Either way, he's behind 0-1, and Clemens is looking. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and that one was up high, but Stephenson drives it deep. Right fielder falls down, and it goes off the fence. No, it's gone! Daniel Stephenson. Back, boys, I'll do it myself. And he puts another run on the board for the Cardinals. One that just got over the fence in right center field. Jamin Anderson was trying to get there, and the Cardinals surround Stephenson and give him a lot of love as he comes in. That is the opposite of what you see in the MLB, which is the silent treatment when you get that home run. So 1 hit, 1 RBI, and the Cardinals have trimmed the lead back to 4. They give up 3 runs in the top of the first, 3 more in the top of the second. And now Stephenson gives one a ride, and the Cardinals are back within 4. Needing some more offense here. There's a sharp grounder, but it's gloved by the second baseman Briscoe. He flips it on to first, and that will retire the side. The Cardinals do get one back on the big jack by Daniel Stephenson. It's 6-2 Mariners after at the top of this third on ESPN Radio.
There's a new option for urgent care on the Kenai. Odyssey Urgent Care. Backed by
3.
years of experience, this new clinic is bringing fast, reliable walk-in care to the community. From illnesses and injuries to DOT and sports physicals. They have labs and x-ray on site. Odyssey Urgent Care is open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. No appointment needed. Located next to Odyssey Family Practice in Kenai. Call 907-313-5432 or find them on Facebook. Odyssey Urgent Care.
For years, Morgan Steel has proudly supported local sports, vocational programs, and community activities because a strong community starts with strong support. They're cheering on all our local teams and athletes this season. Good luck out there. If steel and metal needs, Morgan Steel has you covered with a full range of products and expert service. Plus, their partnership with Central Welding supplies for top quality materials you can trust. Call 907-283-7136. Morgan Steel, building Alaska strong.
Are you ready to get back in the game? Dr. Brian Larson with Premier Chiropractic and Sports Medicine in Soldotna is excited to introduce their new physical therapist, Ian Kess. If you've had an injury or surgery, Premier Sports Medicine can help you get back in your game as soon as possible. Dr. Larson and his highly trained staff have been helping athletes reach their peak performance for over 20 years. Visit Premier Chiropractic and Sports Medicine in Soldotna today. You don't have to be a professional athlete to be treated like one.
Welcome back to Kenai Little League Fields. The Cardinals trail the Homer Mariners 6-2 as we move to the top of the third inning. It'll be the 3-4, it'll be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up for the Mariners. Henry Wedvik, who had a 2-out, 2 RBI double, and the first one he sees, he rips it, but it's snagged out of the air by the first baseman, Brandon Blake, for a loud first out on the L3. If you're unfamiliar with baseball scoring, F is fly out, P is pop out, L is line out, and then if it's a ground out, you would put the number of the players or the positions of the players. First pitch to the number 7 hitter, Stanislaus, low and away for ball 1. Took a walk in his first at bat, came in to score. Now he takes a strike. And Smith trying to locate the pitches a little bit more now. He's taken a little bit off of them. Gets his sign, and now he'll fire in. Gets a tapper foul off to the right side. Doesn't even go that far. Meese is able to chase it down. And so Stanislaus finds himself behind in the count for the first time today. In the top of the second, the Mariners have the leadoff man walked. Then Cohen Boyd grounds out to second base. Then Austin Briscoe singles on a bunt up the first baseline. Then it was Clyde Clemens with an RBI single. Then a walk to Jaden Sims. Willem Hockela was hit by a pitch. C.J. Burns grounded out into a fielder's choice, but a run came in. And then Weston Marley grounded out to the pitcher. There's a ball popped foul off to the right side to Stanislaw, and it remains a ball and 2 strikes. Sun slowly descending toward the horizon line, but it's Alaska and it's May, so it's going to do that for a long time. Here's a 1-2, and that one in high, and the count evens up 2-2. That's what you got to do. If it's close, you swing at it, and if you foul it off, hey, you live to see another day. Here's the 2-2. That one is grounded foul just outside third base. That was close all the way down to the fence on that left field foul line, where it's retrieved by Avery Martin. We were talking about 2-sport, 3-sport athletes for the Cardinals. Got several hockey players on this squad. Braden Smith, the man on the mound, is one for sure. Avery Martin, Logan Meese, Everett Chamberlain. I don't think I'm leaving anybody out. But yeah, no, those are all 4 varsity hockey players. But then basketball making their way onto the field as well. Rael Castillo. And then Garrett McKenna. They're both on the bench. There's a pitch high and another full count. That's back-to-back at-bats that Stanislaw has fought off foul balls and worked a full count. This time he's doing it with 1 out. There's a fly ball toward right center. Ranging to his right is Castillo, and he'll make the catch for the 2nd out of the inning. 2 up, 2 down for the Mariners, and now it's Cohen Boyd who grounded out to the second baseman in his first at-bat. He's 0 for 1. Around the outfield, Avery Martin in left field, Daniel Stephenson in center, Rael Castillo in right. Around the diamond, Gabe Jonas at third, Jacob Jonas at short, Chamberlain at second, Brandon Blake at first, Braden Smith on the mound, and Logan Meese behind the dish. First pitch to Boyd is high for ball 1. Smith working very quickly, fires and misses high for ball 2. So he came into the inning with 42 pitches. He's right now at 52. Either way, if you can keep it under 15, that's efficient. Gets a wave and a miss. And another fastball up, and so it's 2 balls and a strike on the number 8 hitter, Cohen Boyd. Cardinals will send Jacob Jonas, Gabe Jonas, and Everett Chamberlain to the plate in their next inning. Another swing and a miss by Boyd, and it's 2-2. And now Smith with a chance to battle back after a couple rough innings and retire the side in order, emphasizing it with a K. There's a pop-up, fouling out of play off to the left side. On the 2-2 pitch, so the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Just 1 strikeout on the game for Smith. He came in with a 13-1 strikeout ratio. So if you're unfamiliar with ratios, that's 13 strikeouts and one walk. Quick statistics lesson for you. And ball 1 low and away. Ball 3. And Boyd works a full count. But the last time Smith had a full count, he got Stanislaw to fly out to the right fielder. And now he'll step off the rubber. He wants to think it over. So some long innings in the early going. In fact, we are 7 minutes away from 1 hour of gameplay, and we're not even through the top of the 3rd inning yet. So get some popcorn, maybe an extra bottle of water because it's warm, and this game ain't getting over anytime soon. There's a ball lifted foul and over the backstop, and the count remains full. 2 outs and nobody aboard for the Mariners in the top of the 3rd inning. They lead the Cardinals in Kenai 6-2. Braden Smith on the mound now at 58 pitches. Payoff pitch. That one is ripped into left field, and it will be a 2-out single. But here goes Boyd. He's going to try to make second, and he does. He saw blood in the water as Martin had a little difficulty fielding that ball in left field, and he went for it. And with 2 outs, why not put yourself in scoring position? So we will give him a double, and we'll call it a hustle double. That is now the 4th hit given up by Smith, and it'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Austin Briscoe, The last time he was up, he laid down a perfect bunt up the first baseline. And instead of bunting this time, the first pitch is flared off to the right side. No balls and one strike. Briscoe has like the full eye black going on, all the way down to like his chin. Mariners lead 6-2. Man on second, 2 outs. Austin Briscoe pops one high and into foul territory. Going in there is Castillo, but he can't get to it. So it just drops and it's strike 2. And now in 2.
The difference today by calling 907-283-0503. At Denali Family Dentistry, your best smile is their top priority. Smiles to Denali Family Dentistry. Denali Family Dentistry, where your
Do you love Beckaroo and the Bread Guy inside Save You More on K Beach? Well, get ready because they're opening a second location in the old Pilates building in Peninsula Center Mall. Same awesome goodies, and now they'll even be serving coffee too. That's right, your favorite local duo is growing. All the markets this summer. Beckaroo and the Bread Guy. It's local, it's fun, and it's just.
We go to the bottom of the third inning. The Cardinals, they picked up 1 run in the bottom of the first inning, but then they left the bases loaded. Jonas was caught stealing third. That was with 1 out, and he was on second base. But then last inning, the biggest hit of the game for the Cardinals, a 2-run to right center field by the leadoff hitter Daniel Stephenson. Five hitters for Kenai due up in the bottom. So the heart of the lineup coming to the plate, and chance for Kenai to fight back into. Climbs the hill for the third inning. First pitch is a line out, caught by, that is Weston Marley at third base, and he just stabs the glove out there. They've put out, and there's one away, and as our again, a line out to start the inning. That's exactly how the bottom of the third started, or the top of the third started, rather, for the Mariners. First pitch to Gabe Jonas is away for ball 1. Now Clemens will drop a curveball in and gets a swing and a miss. He had Jonas all sorts of off balance. Clemens right now, 2 1/3 innings pitched, 4 hits. He's walked 2 and struck out 1. There's a fastball that missed pitch. That one runs inside. Looked like it might have curved back onto the inside black, but it's ball 3. Clemens has walked 2 batters. See what his pitch count is at. I'm aside from the home run, and there's ball 4 on one that forced back. So the Cardinals have a man on with trailing 6-2. Alaska scoreboard. Now at 90 or 60 minutes of game time, there's a pickoff attempt, and it was close, but just sliding back in head first is Jonas. Dodged a little bit of a bullet on that one. And it'll be back to home, and it's Everett Chamberlain who walked and stranded on second to end the inning. Another pickoff, but Jonas had not strayed too far away and just kind of steps back on the bag this time. Kenai Little League ball fields. This one's the home of the Cardinals. Chamberlain shows bunt. 2 outs. We'll get you the defensive ball up high, and it's 2-1. In the outfield, Marley at third, Preston Stanislaw at shortstop, Henry Wedvik at first, Clyde Clemens on the mound. Frustrated with himself now as he misses for ball 3. All of those not frustrating for pitchers. So the count is 3 balls and a strike on East, who walked on a full count last time, and now he takes a ball inside. I thought it might have got him on the 4 off time.
64 miles an hour here. 64.
Here's Brandon Blake, who struck out with the bases loaded in the bottom of the first. Now he's got 2 men aboard, and he rips one foul down.
64. Brandon, 64.
Nothing in 1.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
So with no balls and 1 in the bottom of the 3rd inning, trying to climb back in, they trail the Mariners 6-2. It was 3-0 after first. The Mariners 3 more in the top of the 2nd, made it at 6-1. Daniel Stephenson homers in the bottom of the 2nd. There's a curveball, misses. Oh, goodness. Called strike from the home plate umpire, Sean Simmons. It looked like it might have, maybe it caught the zone as it was kind of passing through. 0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. And down goes Blake for the 2nd straight inning. And that is 3 run. They have no hits. They do leave 2 men aboard, though, and it's 6-2 on ESPN Radio.
Are you ready to take off with an airline that is dependable as a puffin in flight? Welcome to Aleutian Airways, your ticket to safe and swift travel throughout South Central Alaska. They deliver on their promises to get you where you need to go quickly and comfortably aboard their Saab 2000 fleet. Experience the Aleutian Airways difference. Book your flight and let their puffin power take you to your next
Play
destination.
3.
This is exciting news as Aleutian Airways invites you to fly with them to Kenai from Anchorage and Anchorage to Homer. Book your flight today at Aleutian Airways at flyaleutian.com.
Hey, Emerson, can you come to my birthday party at Jumpin' Junction? Sure, Melina. What are we going to do there? We get to jump on all the inflatables. Cool. Get tons of tokens for the arcade. Really? Have all my friends open presents with me, and it's just loads of fun. Wow, that sounds like a blast.
At Jumpin' Junction, we provide everything from setup to cleanup. Just show up with the cake and your kid. You will all leave with a smile. Call us for more information on our party package.
Honda. Sweeney's Clothing has everything you need to gear up for summer. Women's and kids, 20% off. Stock up on Carhartt apparel with 20 plus. They've restocked your favorite old guys rule hats and t-shirts. Get your rain gear as well. Helly Hansen, Grundon, Nivelation, 20% off. Sweeney's Clothing, your workwear and outerwear headquarters for the whole thing.
Welcome back to high school. Sorrell here as we go to the top of the 4th inning. Braden Smith back on the mound for inning number 4 of work right now. 3 innings pitched, 6 runs on, with only 3 of them earned on 5 hits. He's walked 2 and struck out 1. It'll be back to the top of the order. Clyde Clemens, who is 2 for 2. He bunts one down the third baseline. Smith gets it, throws on to first, and it's in time. Clemens trying to sneak one by him, but it was a good bunt. But Smith just running off the mound made it, and that is a 1-3 put out. And that must feel good for Smith to get that first out of the inning at the top of the order, no less, on Clemens, who was 2 for 2 with an RBI. And now we go to the number 2 man in the order, Jaden Sims. He's 0 for 1. He is struck out and walked, and he looks at a ball. So 1-0 the count, 1-0 the count on Sims. Mariners leading 6-2, and ball 2 bounces in. Smith had 64 pitches, and it's a 2-0 count with 1 away and nobody aboard for the Mariners in the top of the 4th inning, leading Kenai 6-2. There's a 2-0 pitch, and that one just brushes the outside of the corner. And it's 2 balls and a strike. In the outfield for the Cardinals, Avery Martin in left, Daniel Stephenson in center, and Rael Castillo. And there's a called strike on one that actually bounced away after it hit the glove of Meese. He does chase it down, but no rush. There's nobody on. Smith winding, working very quickly. 2-2 pitch. That one lifted toward shallow left into foul territory. Jonas is there to make the catch, running backward. And that one was twisting back toward fair territory. And that is 2 quick outs for Smith. And that'll bring up Willem Hakala. He is 0 for 1. He grounded out to the first baseman in his first at-bat. Then he was hit by a pitch in his last at-bat. First pitch in from Smith is a fastball, but it's way outside and way low. Easy take for Hakala, who is, well, let's just put it this way. He lumbers down the first base line. Big guy. He's got a lot of pop in that swing. And he shows it in that swing and a miss. He was going for the downs on that one. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, and nobody aboard for the Mariners in the top of the 4th inning. On the 3 Bears Alaska scoreboard, 1-1 pitch, high and tight, and Hakala backs away from it. And now he'll fix a button on the jersey. And it's 2 balls and a strike. Smith looking for his first 1-2-3 inning. Misses low. Now it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Smith had 1 walk coming into the game tonight on the season. He has walked 2 in this game. There's a strike, just finding that low outside corner. And we'll see now if he challenges Hakala with the fastball or what he does. There it is, and that one is hit right back up the middle, but spinning away after grabbing it and throwing onto first is Jonas with a very impressive play all the way from behind second base to record that out. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for the Cardinals. They retire the Mariners in order. It's 6-2 Homer. We go to the bottom of the 4th on ESPN Radio.
If you have a motorhome or a camper trailer that needs chassis work like brakes, bearings, suspension, electrical, steering, or has rutability issues, bring it to the Best Shop on K Beach Road. The Best Shop, your shop for heavy equipment, is also your shop for motorhome and camper trailer chassis work. If you haven't had your motorhome or trailer inspected in a while, now is a great time to bring it in and get some maintenance work and repairs done. Get it in now so you can go camping. The Best Shop.
Upstairs at Beeman's, talking with Steve just outside the bike loft. In bikes, Beeman's has bikes.
Yeah, we have a broad selection of bikes, everything from kids striders to youth to mountain bikes, cruisers, fat tire, adult trikes, and
we're at 7.
we
He's at 73.
We stock a large array of parts and accessories. A repair shop can fix your current ride if you need that. All this is upstairs.
It's the bike loft upstairs, like Steve said, at Beeman's on the Kenai Spur Highway in Soldotna.
Welcome back to Kenai Little League Fields, where the Cardinals have not perhaps rallied offensively, but boy, have they done so defensively. With a couple very nice plays in the top of the 4th inning, one of them on a bunt down the third baseline. The pitcher, Braden Smith, running off the mound to get to that one, recording the out. Then a fantastic showing off of the leather by Jacob Jonas to end the inning, spinning behind second base and making the throw. Due up, it's Kalani Beto, Avery Martin, and Daniel Stephenson. Beto takes ball 1 inside, and now he lifts one toward foul territory, but it's going to drop down before Wedvik or Sims can get to it. So the count evens up at a ball and a strike. Beto grounded out to the shortstop, Preston Stanislaw, in his last at-bat. So he is 0 for 1. Due up after him, senior Avery Martin. And now Clyde Clemens trying to keep the Cardinals' potent hitting. Misses with a breaking ball, and it's 2 balls and a strike. In the outfield, Cohen Boyd, C.J. Burns in center, and Jamin Anderson in right. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and that was juicy. And Beto just kind of looks at it, and so it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now a 2-2 count, nobody bored, no outs in the bottom of the fourth inning. Here's the pitch, and that one is flared off to the right side. And the count stays 2-2.
Keep your head down, look nice.
The Kenai staff watching the radar gun. Looks like Clemens is throwing in the mid-60s tonight. And he misses. Check swing, did not go around as home plate umpire checks with the first base umpire. I always appreciate it when they do that. And the count fills up on the leadoff hitter, Beto. Beto trying to put the Cardinals' leadoff man aboard for the first time since the first inning. Here's the payoff pitch, and that one's low and away, and it's ball 4. Walk number 5 of the day, evening rather, for Clemens. And the Cardinals have a man aboard to lead off the bottom of the fourth. A good omen, we'll see. Avery Martin, wearing the number 12, flew out to center field in his first at-bat. It wasn't struck deep, but it was well struck. And now the head coach, Tyler Kreckling, wants to have a conversation with his pitcher. And while he's doing that, we'll take a quick break. Back in 30 seconds on ESPN Radio.
This week at Country Foods in Kenai, where locals save big every day. Scoop up Stone Ridge ice cream, 48-ounce tubs, just 2 for $7. Stock the fridge with essential everyday shredded or block cheese, 2 for $5. Fire up the grill with USDA Angus bone-in ribeye steaks, only $8.29 a pound. And fill your pantry with Alaska-grown red or gold potatoes, 5-pound bags, just $3.99 each. Country Foods, local flavor, hometown pork.
Rally time! Rally, Kenai!
Lions wait in suspense for Mount Spur to erupt. Gentle wants to stay as cool as a dormant volcano. They're accepting new patients, and they're even open on Fridays for those.
You can bring it back after this one.
Dental's expert care will have you feeling magnanimous when you leave. Don't let dental pain bubble up. Call Gentle Dental today at 907-262-8834. And keep your smile as calm as Mount Spur for now.
Avery Martin looks at strike one. He's got one man on ahead of him with no outs in the bottom of the fourth inning. Kenai trailing the Mariners 6-4. And there is a ball low and away. A breaking ball that does not quite catch the plate. And so it is 1-1 on the number 9 hitter for the Cardinals. And if they can get Martin aboard, that is good things coming because it's back to the top of the lineup. There's a line drive into right center field. It's going to drop in for a base hit and misplayed by the right fielder Anderson, and that will allow the runner who is on, Kalani Beto, to make it all the way to third. He's going to reach on the E9 fielding error by Jamin Anderson in right field. Otherwise, that would have definitely kept him on second base, but that bobble gave him a chance to do it, and Avery Martin lines a single and gets himself, and now the Cardinals have runners on the corners with the power of their lineup coming up to the plate and a chance to really chip away. After the mound visit, fires one in low, and the runners jump off and will scoot back. It's 1-0 on Stephenson, who is 2 for bases. Runner does not go, and a called strike. And we'll see when. One pitch. Runner does not go, and a swing. Foul ball. Popped off to the right side, and now Stephenson behind in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. We have seen Stephenson swing at more first pitches than just about any other batter in the Northern Lights Conference this season. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and that one is nubbed toward the third baseman. Throw from Marley is... Couldn't quite see the call. I believe it was not in time. He beats it out and load the bases with no out. Fourth inning, and if this isn't poetic justice, bases, Beto comes in to score, and there's runners at first and second for Avery Martin. And Martin is showing bunt. It's 3 First pitch misses away. And that hole was wide. Second, as Wedvik was coming all the way in. And there's a bunt, but it's foul down the third baseline. Smith trying to push the runners on first and second. Avery Martin at second. And Daniel Stephenson, who's now 3 for 3. He's on first. Have yourself a night. Smith, as for himself, he has popped out to the shortstop and grounded out to second base. He's 0 for 2, and the 1-1 pitch misses away, and it's 2 balls and a strike on Smith, who has a chance to 6 runs, but only 3 of them were earned. Now he's showing bunt again with a 2-1 count, and he can't quite get the bunt down like 2, so he will be swinging no matter what this time. On deck is Jacob Jonas. He's 1 for 2 with a double and RBI. And in his last out to the third baseman, and he rips one. Right field dropping in, and it's going to get down. And now scooting down to third base late, but better late than never, as he wasn't sure if that one was going to be caught or not, and now the bases are loaded after Braden Smith singles himself aboard. And that is a walk followed by 3 straight singles for the Cardinals. Jonas, who can give it a ride. The right-hander has nowhere to go right now. A walk or hit by pitch will bring in umpire Sean Saylor. He's going out to have a conversation with the pitcher, Clyde. After Jacob Jonas, it would be Gates twist back foul out of play. And Jonas is in a hole, 1 and 2. But so was Stephenson. He singled just a moment ago. Smith and a 2-2 count. Now 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball in there for called strike 3. That was about a perfect pitch. And it just froze Jonas up for out number 1. And now Gabe Jonas will step Everett Chamberlain. And the big junior has a chance, the big senior, with a chance to put a dent in this Mariners lead. First pitch to him is high and away, and he's ahead in the count, 1-0. Clyde Clemens at 77 pitches. Gabe Jonas right now 1 for 1 with a single and a walk. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's the curveball that doesn't bite, and so it's 2-0. It's a hitter's count here. And now expect Jonas to give something a ride if he gets it in the zone. Runners get their leads, and that one is grounded sharply toward the shortstop. He's going to forego second. Run will come in to score. And he will throw on to first for 1 out. But Jonas does pick up the RBI ground out on the 6-3 putout for out number 2. Avery Martin will come in to score a run. Daniel Stephenson skips down to third base. And on to second is Braden Smith. First pitch to Everett Chamberlain misses for ball 1. If Chamberlain is able to reach, it would be Logan Meese due up. Chamberlain waves and misses. Big cut. He was trying to poke one deep. Count as a ball and a strike. Chamberlain right now is 0 for 0. He had a walk and a sacrifice bunt. Oh, that one's hit well toward left field, but right at the left fielder to retire the side. Boyd making the catch. The Cardinals get 2 back, and they trail the Mariners 6-4 after 4 innings. We'll take a 90-second break, and then we'll be back with the top of the 5th inning on ESPN Radio.
Looking for a trusted healthcare partner for your whole family? Central Peninsula Family Practice and Pediatrics has you covered. From newborn checkups to senior care and everything in between, our friendly providers deliver person-centered care tailored to your needs. Convenient locations in Kenai and Soldotna, we're here to help you stay healthy at every age and stage of life. We've expanded our team to better serve you. Learn more at cpgh.org or call 907-714-4111 to book your appointment.
The Seam on Wheels Pine Street Pit is open for commercial and residential needs. If you want high-quality topsoil, screen, sand, pit run, sewer rock, drainage rock, give Steam on Wheels a call at 907-262-3240. Need it hauled? Steam on Wheels can help. Just call 907-262-3240. New for this year, 3 to 6 inch landscape rock, landscaper boulders, and wood chips. Get what you need at Steam on Wheels Pine Street Pit. Open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Located on Pine Street across from Big John Sterling. Spring is here, and you know what that means. Potholes, mud, and the sudden realization that your car still thinks it's winter. Let Dan's Automotive in Soldotna shake off the cold and get your ride ready for summer. Whether it's a tune-up, an oil change, or making sure your engine doesn't sound like a rock concert. Dan's Automotive at the Napa Parts Building or call 907-420-0416 because summer road trips are way more fun when your car actually makes it.
Welcome back to high school baseball. We're at Kenai Little League fields this evening with the Kenai Cardinals battling against the Homer Mariners. Cardinals load the bases with no outs in the bottom of the fourth inning. They get 2 runs, but you kind of feel like it really could have been more. A strikeout, a ground out, and a fly out end the inning. And it'll be Smith back on the mound with the 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up for the Mariners. First pitch to C.J. Burns, who is 0 for 2. Misses high. Now here's the 1-0 pitch, and that one is bounced foul off to the right side. So 1-1 the count on the cleanup man for Homer. Burns reached on an error with 2 outs in the top of the first inning, came around to score. And then he reached on a fielder's choice, he reached on a fielder's choice, but he picked up an RBI, and that was in the second inning. 1-1 pitch misses, and there's the 1-2 pitch is popped high into shallow left field. Backing out to get it is Jonas for the first. And going back to the third inning, 5 straight retired by Smith, and it's Weston Marley, who is also 0 for 2, steps in and takes a called strike on a curveball that was kind of breaking away from the plate. Jonas with 2 strikeouts. Jay Burns back in the first inning. Weston Marley reached on an error. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and that's high, and it's a full count. Marley reached on an error by the shortstop. Came around to score one of those 3 unearned runs in the first. Payoff pitch is down in the dirt, ball 4. And Beast will run back to grab it. And a 1-out walk. And that is 3 walks today for Smith. After Smith, it is now Wedvik. Wedvik had a 2 RBI double. That was with 2 in the bottom of the first. Then he had a ball that was ripped. And there's a from Brandon Blake at first base, and that will let Weston Marley scamper down to second base. And the Cardinals kind of trying to let the Mariners stay in front here with a walk and now an error. That is a E1 throwing error, and Wedvik fouls the first pitch he sees away, and it's 0-1 on the first baseman. Here is the 0-1 pitch as Smith takes a look back. Now another check of the runner at second. And now the pitch. And this one is popped high toward third base. Jonas waving everybody off, and the third baseman makes the catch for the second out of the inning. So 2 away For the Mariners in the top of the fifth, they lead the Cardinals 6-4. And Preston Stanislaw, who is 0 for 1, he walked and scored in the second inning, and then he flew out to the right fielder in the third. Smith trying to work a quick inning, misses way inside, and that Stanislaw quite a bit. And now a 1-0 count to the number 7 hitter. On second base with 2 outs is Weston Marley. He is in scoring position. And now Smith will fire home. Ball letter high. Smith checking the runner again, a 1-1 count with 2 outs in the top of the fifth inning. Pitching to Preston Stanislaw. 3 checks of the runner, now a pitch that just brushes the outside part of the plate, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. So Smith 1 out away from working around the 2-out or the 1-out walk. And there's a check swing on a ball in the dirt, but they say that he held up. And so the count evens up at 2-2. Cardinals trying to stay within 2 runs of the Mariners in the top of the fifth. Here's the 2-2, and that one is up high, and it's another full count. So every count to Stanislaw this whole game has been a full count. He took a full count walk in the second inning, flew out to right field on a full count, and now here in the fifth, another full count, and he'll call time. Weston Marley, the man on second base with 2 outs at the top of the fifth. The Mariners leading Kenai 6-4. They got 3 in the first, 3 in the second, and they have been held scoreless since then. Look back at the runner. Here's the payoff pitch, and that one is fouled to the screen. We'll get another look at Stanislaw, who has fouled off a lot of his pitches. Takes a long look in to get the sign. And here's the 3-2 pitch. That one, oh goodness, that one looked beautiful. I thought for sure that was going to be that curveball right there on the outside by Smith. And now it'll be Cohen Boyd, who grounded out to second base in his first at-bat. Then in his second at-bat, he singled into left field. There he gets a strike called on him. Singled into left field and fought it off, or rather, as flying around first and made it a double. And now 1-1 as the 0-1 pitch runs inside. Mariners with 2 outs had Weston Marley walk, and now Preston Stanislaw has walked as well. And the number 8 hitter, Cohen Boyd, in a 1-1 count. Braden Smith will check his pitch count, but I'm sure it's getting up there, probably into the 80s at this point. And he gets a big wave and a miss by Boyd on the 1-2 pitch. It would be the number 9 hitter, Austin Briscoe, after this, if Boyd is able to reach. Boyd looks and now takes a ball inside, and it's 2-2. 96 pitches now for Braden Smith, who is gone very deep into games. He threw a complete game. There is a ball that is lifted foul. 97 pitches for Smith. Boyd again 1 for 2. A double and a ground out. 107 hitter on the year. He's got 4 hits and 3 RBIs. After him, it would be Austin Briscoe, who has 2 hits and 1 RBI. But with men at second and first, base as Smith kind of spun around. He for 119 pitches. It was a lot. Now will wear your arm out. Here balls and 2 strikes on Cohen Boyd. Another full count. As Mariners did give the Cardinals 2 outs after only a handful of pitches. 3-2 pitch. That one grounded toward short. Picked up by Jonas. Throw on to first. Blake comes off the bag and runs up the line to make the catch. So that is an infield single for Boyd, and he is now 2 for 3. And the Mariners have loaded him up with 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning. And it's the number 9 hitter, Austin Briscoe, up to the plate. And light to continue the inning. Now at 100 pitches. And we'll see if there is perhaps some sort of a bunt play on. Briscoe did bunt earlier in the game, and he bunted for a single, and he bunted it right up the first baseline. And he pulled everybody out their position. Head coach Tyler Kreckling for Homer, playing a little bit of chess here. Top of the 5th inning. Mariners had 2 outs with just 1 man on. Now they're loaded up. First pitch to Briscoe misses high. It was a breaking ball. That is pitch number 101 for Braden Smith. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one bounces away, and it goes up the third baseline. And now just making the decision at the last second is Weston Marley. He decides to head back for third. He probably would have been out. As it is, the count is 2 balls and no strikes on Austin Briscoe. And I suspect that might have been your third base coach shouting at you, get back, get back, get back. Because with the bases loaded, no point in risking that on a play at the plate. There's a pitch in for a called strike. And it's 2-1 on Briscoe. He's 1 for 2. Singled and struck out. Smith's pitch cut on and missed. Strike 2. And now Smith 1 pitch away from getting out of the bases loaded jam in the top of the 5th inning. 2-2 pitch. Kick, slow delivery, and misses just below the knees. So with 3 balls and 2 strikes, there's nowhere to put Briscoe. And the runners will be going. Kenai trying to keep themselves within striking distance. They came all the way back from a 6-1 deficit. It's now 6-4. Look back at the runners, and now a pitch is called. Strike 3! The punch-out ends the inning, and the Cardinals get out of the jam as the Mariners leave it loaded. It's 6-4. Homer after 4.5. We'll be back with the bottom of the 5th inning on ESPN Radio.
As spring blossoms and summertime beckons. Trailer, or do you need to invest in one for yourself? Get over to Alaska Trailer and get everything you need for summer. Are you trailer from Alaska Trailer? Be on the lookout for new dumps from Iron Bull. Pride themselves on going the extra mile for their customers. Whether you're searching for a specific trailer, bed, or part, Alaska Trailer on K Beach Road. Happy spring.
Are you a high school junior or senior? Wants to get a head start on their college career? Kenai College's Jump is for you. Thanks to the Kenai Peninsula Borough, students who participate in the Jumpstart program save $156 per college credit up to their first 30 credits. Call 907-262-0330 for more information.
Welcome back to high school baseball. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Cardinals trailing the Mariners 6-4. Mariners load up the bases in the top of the 5th, and then the Cardinals pitcher Braden Smith gets the number 9 hitter Austin Briscoe to strike out looking. And that low outside corner has been very subjective tonight for the home plate umpire, Sean Saylor. Cardinals, though, with a chance to chip away at this lead just a little bit more. They trailed 6-1 after 2 innings of play. They picked up 2 in the bottom of the 4th to make it one after 1 innings. They trailed 6-1. They picked up 1 in the bottom of the 2nd, 2 in the bottom of the 4th, and now it'll be Logan Meese to lead things off, followed by Brandon. Clyde Clemens back on the mound. First pitch is. So 5 innings pitched for Braden Smith, and it's 1-1 on Meese. Meese has not recorded an at-bat yet. He's just walked twice. But both times he has been stranded at first. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and that one he lines right at the third baseman, Weston. Time this game, and there's 1 away. Brandon Blake, who has been at the plate with the bases loaded twice tonight, he had 2 men last time he was up. That was in the 3rd inning. First pitch to him is ripped into left. So Blake, who had struck out swinging twice, gets aboard. Cardinals are back in business. The tying run coming to the plate. Kalani Beto was grounded out to shortstop and walked, took third on an error, a fielding error, and scored. Brandon Blake is going to be pinch run for by Garrett McKenna. Now, this is not a courtesy runner. If it's the pitcher or the catcher, you can take them out of the game for a courtesy runner, but in this case, this is just a pinch runner. Now, the unique thing about high school rules is that you can have a player exit the game for a pinch runner and then later re-enter the game defensively. So we may see that for Blake over at first base. Garrett McKenna, though, with a lot of speed. The sophomore could likely be stealing early in the count. Kalani Beto. There's a pickoff attempt. It was close, but he did get back in safely. Brandon Blake singles to open the inning for the Cardinals. That is the 7th hit given up by Clyde Clemens. Now he just steps off the rubber. So being very reticent to throw the ball home with the speedy sophomore on first. 1 out, and the Cardinals trailing by 2. And once again, Clemens steps off the mound and checks the runner. Cardinals have scored 4 times. All 4 runs are earned. Now a bunt is shown, pulls back, runner is going, and the throw is not in time. A nice headfirst slide by the sophomore. Hand to the backside of the bag and snuck in. I believe it was a ball. Nope, it was a strike called on Beto. So McKenna does end up stealing second. The proximate run, as Bob Bird likes to call it. There's a tapper toward third base, charging in, and it gets underneath the glove of the third baseman, and the shortstop, Stanislaw, will just put it in his pocket. And now the Cardinals have 2 men on. McKenna had to stay put at second with that ball right in front of him. So an infield single for Kalani Beto. And with 1 away in the bottom of the 5th, the Cardinals have 2 men on. And now the game-leading run comes up to the plate for Avery Martin. We'll see if McKenna gets green light to steal. First pitch to Martin is low and away. 6-4 Mariners in the bottom of the 5th inning. Garrett McKenna on second, 1 away. Man on first is Kalani Beto, and now ball 2 bounces in the left-handed batter's box. And it's 2-0 on Martin. He does have a home run in his career. That was during the region tournament last year down in Kodiak. And there's ball 3 up high. And this is where a walk would be huge for the Cardinals because that would load the bases with one out and back to the top of the order for Stephenson. And there it is. That's ball 4. He walked him. First walk of the inning issued by Clemens. And we'll see if his night is done or if we've got somebody else coming up. I don't see anybody warming up. Not a deep bench for the Mariners. And it's Daniel Stephenson who's 3 for 3 with a home run already tonight. And the bases are all filled up. First pitch is a breaking ball that misses low. Logan Meese lined out to the third baseman. Then Brandon Blake singled. Kalani Beto singled. And Avery Martin walked. And now Coach Kreckling wants to chat with Clyde Clemens. I don't think he's going to pull him mid-count, but he might. The Cardinals hitters have gone all the way over back to their dugout. Clemens is at 93 pitches. Daniel Stephenson trying to make it a career night. High school career night, that is. Singled and stole 2 bases in the first inning and scored a run. Homered in the second inning. So he's got 2 runs and an RBI. Then he singles in a run in the fourth, and he was stranded at third base whenever Chamberlain flew out to left field. And now everybody will return to their bases into their defensive positions. Daniel Stephenson ahead in the count, a ball and no strikes. Trying to put the Cardinals back level with the Mariners. Even something hit deep here would likely score. The fleet of foot Garrett McKenna from third base, rather. And now here's Clemens. Behind in the count, 1-0. Stephenson, the right-handed hitter. Pitch is outside, ball 2. Braden Smith is on deck. He's 1 for 3. And then after that, Jacob Jonas, who had a booming double. He almost put one out. Runners get their leads. There's a line drive bounced at the shortstop. On to first for the first out, and then down to first for the second out, and that is an inning-ending double play. And the Mariners just tore the souls out of Kenai with that double play. It is 6-4 after 5 innings. We go to the top of the 6th inning. You're listening to High School Baseball on ESPN Radio.
Alaska's go-to dealer for TYM tractors. Built tough for the toughest jobs. From homesteads to heavy-duty work, TYM tractors deliver unbeatable strength and efficiency. Need a trailer? They've got those too. Plus expert service and unbeatable deals. Visit whitespruce.com or stop by their K-Beach location. Power,
Play 3.
Performance, ability. All right.
Ridgeway Family Dentistry is helping patients get ready for that perfect summer smile. With advanced technology and Dr. David Richburg's skilled team, premium care is delivered in a comfortable, friendly setting. And right now, new patients are invited to enjoy a special $199 bundle. Includes comprehensive exam and x-rays, cleaning not included. But don't wait. Call 907-262-8404 and mention this radio ad to unlock the deal. Ridgeway Family Dentistry is proud to serve the Kenai Peninsula one smile at a time. Your perfect summer smile starts here.
Hey guys, the days are getting longer and soon it will be time for non-stop summer fun. Time to get the honey-do list finished and get out and play. It's the perfect time to get that vasectomy you have been considering. This is a quick, easy procedure that can be done in Homer or Soldotna. Dr. Alvarez will perform your no-needle, no-scalpel vasectomy, and you can cross birth control off that list. We offer same-week appointments and affordable pricing. Call Peninsula Surgery and Aesthetics, 235-1010, then get out and enjoy the season.
Welcome back to Kenai Little League. Nick Sorrell here along with Race Lee and Josh Fields back in our K-Beach studio. Cardinals with a golden opportunity in the bottom of the 5th. They have the bases loaded with just 1 out, and their guy who's been getting it done all over the place, Daniel Stephenson, at the plate. And he grounds into an inning-ending 6-4-3 double. 2, 3, and 4 hitters to get it done. Now we're back to the top of the lineup for the Mariners. And Smith is once again back on the mound with 103 pitches. And now he has to hold up as he was mid-pitch, mid-windup. But we had a pitcher warming up, running down to the bullpen. And that's dangerous. When you are in your mid-windup, that can be, you can hurt yourself if you have to stop. Here's the first pitch to Clemens, and that one is a curveball that misses low and away. Clemens tonight, 2 for 3 with 2 singles, 2 runs scored, and an RBI, and he looks at a strike on the outside part of the plate. 5 innings pitched for Smith. He's given up 5 hits, 6 runs, just 3 of them earned. He's walked 5, and he has struck out 2. Another deep game for Smith. And there's a tapper toward third base. Jonas charges in on the infield grass, throws onto first, and he pulls Brandon Blake up the third, down the first baseline and off the bag. And that's going to be an infield single for Clyde Clemens, who is now 3 for 4. And the Mariners have the leadoff man on with Jaden Sims coming to the plate. It'd be a good timing for a double play for the Mariners, or for the Cardinals right here. After having their inning ended, there's a strike thrown. After Jaden Sims, it'd be Willem Hakala. Sims 0 for 2 with a walk, and he was stranded at third. Mariners got 6 runs in the first 2 innings. There's a grounder, scalded but foul outside the third baseline, and it's 0-2. Smith trying to get his third strikeout of the night, and this one with the leadoff man aboard. Clyde Clemens taking advantage of the speed and the legs, and also the grass is not very forgiving if you're an infielder. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That's a breaking ball. Called strike 3. That is strikeout number 4 for Braden Smith, out number 1. That strikeout is brought to you by Northern Superior Drilling, 907-953-0829. They don't strike out, they hit water. Willem Hakala, the big number 3 hitter, designated hitting tonight, 0 for 2. Runner goes on the first pitch, called strike, and the throw is in time, but it popped out of Chamberlain's glove, and Clemens is safe at second. Hakala behind in the count, 0-1. And I think Clemens may have come in, spikes first, and it looks like Chamberlain is a little shaken up on the play. Here comes Coach Stefanos out of the dugout. But he will hold up at the first baseline. And he gets the okay signal from kind of grimacing. I don't know if that means he got spiked. He keeps taking the glove off the left hand, kind of slapping it on his leg. I wonder if he got spiked in the... Well, we'll see. And we'll find out later. 6-4, Mariners lead, man on second, 1 away. Hakala fouls one to the screen. And that one fooled me, as it was about head height where we're at, right behind home plate. A beautiful night in Kenai. No clouds whatsoever, just a couple wisps here and there. Sun shining bright. Wind has died down, thankfully, miraculously in Kenai. Strike 3, swinging on Hakala. And as the night is getting long and the innings are racking up for Smith, he's just getting better and better. Strikeout number 5. That one brought to you by Northern Superior Drilling, 907-953-0829. Smith trying to keep it a 2-run game, gets a swing and a miss from C.J. Burns, but that pitch goes underneath Logan Meese, and that'll let Clyde Clemens advance to third on the pass ball. So now anything in play would make it a 3-run game, and the Mariners looking for an insurance run here. Burns is 0 for 3 Reached on an error, reached on a fielder's choice. That was in the second inning, and popped out to the shortstop. The 0-1 pitch. Another called strike. And Smith now trying to strike out the side. And the Mariners (115 pitches, strike 3, but it gets past and goes to the backstop, and that is a drop third strike, and that's devastating because a third score. So it goes in the books as a strikeout for Smith. However, Burns is at first base, and Clemens has come in to score. And now it'll bring up Weston Marley. That is 3 straight strikeouts for Smith, and Weston Marley steps in. 0 for 2, reached on an error and grounded out to the pitcher and walked. And he pops the first pitch he sees up and out of play behind the screen, 0-1. So regardless, no matter what, this will be the last pitcher or the last batter for Braden Smith. He's at 119 pitches, can exceed 120, but the batter that you faced when you crossed 120, that's the latter. His second straight outing. He threw this many pitches. And now he misses for ball 1. Clemens led off the inning with a single. And now we are going to get Smith lifted, I think, with a 1-1 count. Yes, we are. And it's going to be Morris coming in for him, Blake Morris. (120 pitches for Braden Smith, and it's 7-4 Mariners in the top of the 6th inning on ESPN Radio.
When you've been involved in an accident,
go on until I tell you to bring it back.
We can help you assess whether you need an attorney and whether we can add value to your case. Small community, and we want to make sure that our community members are taken care of. We offer free consults to help you determine what is and fair recovery for you and whether we can add value to your case. Call us at Earhart, Elsner, and Cooley to schedule a free consult. 907-283-2876.
Hello, I'm Marty Hansen, owner and manager of Eyewear Express. Have you ever bought new glasses for your little darling and they're lost or twisted into a figure 8 before you even get home or take that first picture? Well, if you got them at Eyewear Express, we'll replace the frame for free. Let me say that again. If they lose or break the frame, we'll replace it for free. So relax and expect the best from Eyewear Express in the Peninsula Center Mall, Soldotna, 260-9199.
Hi, this is Justin Ruffridge. There's nothing like a small town. It's real community. And that's one of the reasons I'm raising my family here. It's also why I own and operate Soldotna Professional Pharmacy, because I believe a small town pharmacy is where people get the best care. Our customers aren't just customers, you're our friends and neighbors. Stop by at 299 North Binkley in Soldotna for hometown friendly service. I'm Justin Ruffridge, and I'm here to serve you.
There's a new option for urgent care on the Kenai. Odyssey Urgent Care. Backed by years of experience, this new clinic is bringing fast, reliable walk-in care to the community. From illnesses and injuries to DOT and sports physicals. They have labs and x-ray on site. Odyssey Urgent Care is open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. No appointment needed. Located next to Odyssey Family Practice in Kenai. Call 907-313-5432 or find them on Facebook. Odyssey Urgent Care.
Healthcare for your journey.
For years, Morgan Seal has proudly supported local sports, vocational programs, and community activities because a strong community starts with strong support. They're cheering on all our local teams and athletes this season. Good luck out there. For all your steel and metal needs, Morgan
Come back
Steel
after
has you
this
covered.
one.
Products and expert service, plus their partnership with Central Welding Supplies ensures top quality materials you can trust. Call 907-283-7136. Morgan Steel, building Alaska strong.
Welcome back to Kenai Little League Fields. New pitcher is Blake Morris. Braden Smith goes 5 2/3 innings. He gives up 7 runs, just 3 of them earned. On 7 hits, he walks 4 and he strikes out 6. New pitcher throws first pitch. It bounces in for a ball. Runner goes, and sliding in safely to second is CJ Burns, who was allowed to reach on the drop third strike earlier in the inning, which allowed the 7th run of the game to come in for the Mariners. And it's a 2-1 count on Marley. And now it's 3-1 after that pitch misses high. Morris inherited a 1-1 count to the right-handed hitting Marley. Plays third base, and there is ball 4. So now the Mariners have 2 men on at first and second, and Henry Wedvik, who came in under came up to bat under similar circumstances back in the first inning when the Mariners had 2 outs and then an error on back-to-back balls in play allowed 2 runners to reach, and then Wedvik came up and he doubled both of those runs in. It was kind of a big swing of the bat to start the game. First pitch to him is ball 1. Wedvik is 1 for 3. And here's the pitch, and that's way high and outside. It's 2-0. Cardinals just need 1 out to get out of the inning. 1 extra run has already come in. It's a big insurance run for the Mariners, who have. And now Wedvik is showing bunt, and he'll pull back, shows bunt again, pulls back, and it's a called strike. Got a little bit fancy, maybe. Speaking of Cardinals multi-sport athletes, got a few of those on the Mariners as well. CJ Burns, basketball and baseball. Weston Marley, football, basketball, and baseball, as is Preston Stanislaw, as is Cohen Boyd. Austin Briscoe, a couple sports as well. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and that one is lifted towards shallow left field. It's going to drop in for a base hit. Gloved by Avery. Throw coming in at the plate, and that will bring the run in to score. And Wedvik will advance on the throw. He's got a 2-out RBI single, and Wedvik makes it a 4-run game for the second straight time today with a big knock with 2 outs. Comes in to score on that run. Marley all the way around to third, and Wedvik is at sixth. Some timely hitting by the senior for Homer. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and that Stanislaw now ahead in the count. Cardinals still just looking for that final out to get away from this top of the 6th inning. The Mariners have scored 2 more runs, and they have 2 men in scoring position. 2-0 pitch, and that sails up and high. And now it's 3-0 on Stanislaw. Cohen Boyd, who is 2 for 3, awaits on deck. In the outfield, the Cardinals have Martin in left, Stephenson in center, and Castillo in right. Here's Blake, and now Stanislaw shows bunt with a 3-0 count. He'll pull back, and that one misses low, and the bases are loaded up. Preston Stanislaw at first, Henry Wedvik at second, and Weston Marley at third. And here comes Coach Stefanos, and we're going to get another pitching change. We'll take a break. When we come back, it'll be your new pitcher and an 8-4 lead for the Mariners with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning on ESPN Radio.
Are you ready to get back in the game? Dr. Brian Larson with Premier Chiropractic and Sports Medicine in Soldotna is excited to introduce their new physical therapist, Ian Kess. If you've had an injury or surgery, Premier Sports Medicine can help you get back on your game as soon as possible. Dr. Larson and his highly trained staff have been helping athletes reach their peak performance for over 20 years. Visit Premier Chiropractic and Sports Medicine in Soldotna today. You don't have to be a professional athlete to be one.
All right.
At Denali Family Dentistry in Kenai, Dr. Todd Wortham and Dr. Seth Jorgensen provide exceptional dental care for the entire family. From laser therapy, orthodontics, to Botox and more, they offer a wide range of services. Experience the difference today by calling 907-283-0503. At Denali Family Dentistry, your best smile is their top priority. Visit them and see why families trust their smiles to Denali Family Dentistry. Denali Family Dentistry, where your smile shines brightest.
Do you love Petro and the Bread Guy inside Save You More on K Beach? Well, get ready because they're opening a second location in the old Pilates building in front of the Peninsula Center Mall. Same great atmosphere, same awesome goodies, and now they'll even be serving coffee too. That's right, your favorite local duo is growing and they're bringing even more to love. Plus, catch them at all the markets this summer. Beckaroo and the Bread Guy. It's local, it's fun, and it's just getting started.
Are you ready to take off with an airline that is dependable as a puffin in flight? Welcome to Aleutian Airways, your ticket to safe and swift travel throughout South Central Alaska. They deliver on their promises to get you where you need to go quickly and comfortably aboard their Saab 2000 fleet. Experience the Aleutian Airways difference. Book your flight and let their puffin power take you to your next destination. Booking is open. This is exciting news as Aleutian Airways invites you to fly with them to Kenai from Anchorage and Anchorage to Homer. Book your flight today at Aleutian Airways at flyaleutian.com.
Hey, Emerson, can you come to my birthday
You can bring it
party at
back
Jim and
after this one.
What are we going to do
Yeah.
there? We get to jump on all the inflatables. Cool. Get tons of tokens for the arcade. Really? Have all my friends open presents with me. And it's just loads of fun. Wow, that sounds like a blast.
At Jumpin' Junction, we provide everything from setup to cleanup. Just show up with the cake and your kid. You will all leave with a smile. Call us for more information on our party packages at 420-0566.
New pitcher is Everett Chamberlain. Chamberlain comes into the game in relief of Blake Morris, and the first pitch to Cohen Boyd is fouled up and out of play. So with the run coming in to score with Morris on the mound, we can close the book on Braden Smith, and we'll give you his final line here in just a moment. 0-1 count on Boyd. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and 8-4 Mariners lead. And the 0-1 pitch bounces in. It's a ball and a strike. Final line on Braden Smith. 5 2/3 innings pitched, 7 hits, 8 runs, only 3 of them earned, 4 walks and 6 strikeouts. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Boyd, and that one is lifted high and deep to left field. Going back is Smith, and he makes the catch. No, he drops it at the wall. 1 run comes in to score, 2 runs, and rounding third and sliding in head first is Stanislaw. It is a 2-out, 3 RBI double for Cohen Boyd, and that is his 3rd hit of the night. And that one was about 8 inches from a grand slam, and the Mariners lead 11-4. All 3 of those runs will be charged to the relief pitcher Blake Morris. We'll give you his line here in just a moment. 3 RBIs rather for Cohen Boyd and 3 hits. So that is no official innings pitched, 3 runs all earned, and 1 hit allowed, as well as 2 walks and no strikeouts by Morris. And the lead is 11-4 for the Mariners. They have scored 5 runs in the top of the 6th, and they did it all with 2 outs. First pitch to the number 9 hitter, Briscoe, bounces in, and it's a ball. So the Cardinals came into the top of the 6th defensively with a little bit of momentum, although it really kind of all got killed in the bottom of the 5th. They had the bases loaded with 1 out, and then a double play ended the inning. There's a strike. No, it's a ball lifted right center. Coming in, Castillo dives, and he can't make the catch. Here comes run number 12, and that is a 2-out RBI single for Austin Briscoe, his 2nd hit of the game. As Boyd comes around to score, and it is 12-4. The Mariners are just unleashing on the Cardinals right now. with 2 outs. Well, to start, and they've now batted around as we're back to Clyde Clemens at the top of the order. And he takes the ball low, batting for the second time this inning. He led off the inning with a single, stole second, came in to score on a pass ball after Jaden Sims and Willem Hakala struck out. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and he hits this one. Right center, fly ball, but Daniel Stephenson slides to his left and makes the catch to end the inning. The Mariners get 6, and they lead 12-4 on ESPN Radio.
Attention Soldanda, Sweeney's Clothing has everything you need to gear up for summer. Just waiters are back. Men's, women's, and kids, 20% off. Stock up on Carhartt apparel with 20% off men's and kids styles, excluding flame resistant. Durable, dependable, and ready for any adventure. Plus, they've restocked your favorite old guys rule hats and t-shirts. Get your rain gear as well. Helly Hansen, Grundon, and Relation, 20% off. Sweeney's Clothing, your workwear and outerwear headquarters for the whole family.
Is your tractor trailer ready to go to work? Have you done your DOT inspection? Call the Best Shop today to schedule your DOT inspection for 2025. Don't get caught waiting to get
Play
this
one
done.
more.
With the way the weather has been, jobs will be starting soon. Make sure you're ready to go to work. The Best Shop on K Beach for your DOT inspection, maintenance work, and for all your major repairs for semis and all your heavy equipment. The Best Shop on K Beach. Get your DOT inspection now.
Upstairs of Beeman's, talking with Steve. Graduation's upon us, and all the things that you need for those celebrations you'll find right here at Beeman's.
That's right, Matt. We've got a great selection of congratulation cards for the graduates, as well as products for those graduation parties, decorations, balloons, table covers, plates and napkins, and we have plenty of gift ideas for the graduate as well. So congrats to the class of 2025.
Graduation and more waiting for you at Beeman's, located on the Kenai Spur Highway in Soldana.
Welcome back to Kenai. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning, and the Mariners are really trying to put their foot on the jugular here of the Cardinals as they have brought Henry Wedvik, their number 1 pitcher, the left-hander, in to close this game out. He's going to have to get 2 innings in, but he's got an 8-run lead. Innings, gives up 4 runs, all earned on 9 hits. He walks 5 and he strikes out 3. But he got the Cardinals to got them to ground into an inning-ended, bases-loaded double play with 1 out and the bases loaded in the bottom end with Wedvik, who has a devastating curveball. First up, it's Braden Smith, and Smith was lifted with 120 in the top of the 6th inning. That was before that 6-run rally began. Wedvik can work very quickly, goes at a quick tempo. The lanky left-hander. I don't know where that was. It looked pretty close. And so it's 2 balls and a strike. But we'll take that. 12-4, nobody aboard and no outs. And now, okay, well, that one was farther outside, but it was called a strike. Either way, maybe it was a makeup call. In the bottom of the 6th, very quick work, and there's the curveball, and it bounces in, and it's a full count on Braden Smith. You might think an 8-run deficit is insurmountable. Well, you haven't watched a high school baseball game. Here is ball 4. And the Cardinals have the leadoff man on, and that's how it starts. You just got to get one man on, and you got to start chipping away, although game time here is really creeping up. We're now at 2 hours and 15 minutes of game time, and largely behind some 2-out rallies by the Mariners. Mariners have scored. There's a foul ball to Jacob Jonas, or rather a foul ball tipped to the screen. 0-1. The Mariners scored 3 runs in the top of the 1st with 2 outs, and then they score 6 more with 2 outs in the top of the 6th. Runner goes, called strike, and that's a stolen base. for Smith. And it's 0-2 on Jacob Jonas. Jonas is 1 for 3. He's doubled and driven in a run, lined out to the third baseman and struck out looking. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one is ripped toward left field. It's going to get down for base hit. Gets past the left fielder, all the way to the fence. Coming in to score is Smith, and heading to second is Jonas. They'll trade spots on the diamond. The Cardinals pick one run back up. A no-out RBI double, second of the game for Jonas. And he's now 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. And here's Gabe Jonas. Everett Chamberlain is on deck. And we have a halt of play, and they're going to intentionally walk Gabe Jonas to get to Everett Chamberlain. So the intentional base on balls goes to Gabe Jonas. And now the Cardinals have plated 1 run in the bottom of the 6th, and they have 2 men on, still no outs. And it'll be Everett Chamberlain. Henry Wedvik is the pitcher. Runner goes down to third and sliding in. They call him safe. Jacob Jonas, the foot first slide to the front but outfield corner of the bag. And the Cardinals now have 2 men in scoring position. Smith comes around to score on the RBI double by Jonas. And there's a tapper right back to the shortstop. And he punts it. It goes into right field. 1 run comes in to score. 2 runs come in to score. Now, after the double steal, an E4 fielding error allows Everett Chamberlain to reach. And it also allows Gabe Jonas to come in to score from second. So the Cardinals showing some life. Chamberlain picks up an RBI and a bunt for Logan Meese. Wedvik throws on to first, and they will get an out. So the score is 12-7. Meese tapping back to the pitcher for the first out of the inning. We'll see if the Cardinals have any more tricks up their sleeve. They've cut the Mariners' 8-run lead down to 5 in the blink of an eye. And now we have a new hitter. We have Brandon Blake. I mentioned this earlier that you can pinch run a player and then bring them back into the game. They can re-enter the game 1 time. If you pinch run for them again, they cannot. So Wedvik is on the mound. Cardinals have scored 3 runs against him. 2 of them earned, and Blake hacks at the first pitch, and he's behind 0-1. A walk to Braden Smith, a stolen base, an RBI double. There's a pitch that is swung on and gets past Sims, and it's an 0-2 count, but the pass ball was Chamberlain to go down to third base and see him steal second. So now the Cardinals have their 4th run of the inning, 90 feet away with just 1 out, and that one runs inside. Just a little bit too much, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. So a walk, intentional walk, and RBI ground out, but it ended up being an error. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That's the curveball, misses outside, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cardinals trailed 12-4 after surrendering 6 2-out runs. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That is for ball 3. So Brandon Blake falls behind on a couple ugly swings. Now shows off some patience. And he's battled back. Runner at third. 1 out. Payoff pitch. Grounded toward first base and foul. So we'll reset and we'll do it again. The Kenai crowd is starting to feel a little bit of hope here. It felt kind of hopeless after they had the bases loaded in the bottom of the 5th with 1 out, and Stephenson grounded into the inning-ending double play, and then the 2-out, 6-run rally. Swing and a miss. Down goes Blake. Out number 2. It'll be stepping in, the designated hitter for the Cardinals tonight. 2, and he's scored a run. Takes the ball. Wedvik came in to start this inning, and the Mariners were thinking this was going to be a shutdown guy for them, needing this game as it's a conference game. Now here's the 1-0 pitch, and that one a called strike. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Beto, he's the number 8 hitter. If he's able to reach, it would be Avery Martin due up. 2 outs and a man on third base, and the Cardinals trailing 12-7 in the bottom of the half frame. Wedvik, the tall lefty, fires in the one. Gets a called strike. Woof. That was not close. 2 balls and a strike. And now Wedvik will kick and deal, and that one, the breaking ball, that actually looked closer than the last pitch, but this one's a ball, and so it just evens up at 2-2. Wedvik, we mentioned it earlier, he's got a curveball. It's a 12-6 curve that the bottom drops out of. Everett Chamberlain, the runner over at third base, retreats as Wedvik gives him a look. 12-7 lead on the Three Bears Alaska scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Cardinals, Braden Smith walked, stole second. Jacob Jonas doubled him. Intentional walk and a reached on error. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And down goes Beto for the end of the inning. Cardinals leave 1 man aboard. They do get 3 runs on 2 hits. 3 runs on 1 hit and 1 error. It is 12-7. Mariners leading on ESPN Radio.
This week at Country Foods in Kenai, where locals save big every day. Scoop up Stone Ridge ice cream, 48-ounce tubs, just 2 for $7. Stock the fridge with essential everyday shredded or block cheese, 2 for $5. Fire up the grill with USDA Angus bone-in ribeye steaks, only $8.29 a pound. And fill your pantry with Alaska-grown red or gold potatoes, 5-pound bags, just $3.99 each. Country Foods, local flavor, hometown pride. As Alaskans wait in suspense for Mount Spur to erupt, Gentle Dental wants you to stay as cool as a dormant volcano. They're accepting new patients, and are even open on Fridays for those unexpected toothaches. Gentle Dental's expert care will have you feeling magnanimous when you leave. Don't let dental pain bubble up. Call Gentle Dental today at 907-262-8834 and keep your
Play
smile
one more.
as calm as Mount Spur for now.
All right.
Health concerns don't wait for the perfect moment. That's why Central Peninsula Urgent Care is your solution for immediate care that fits your schedule. Our board-certified emergency physicians and compassionate nurses are dedicated to your well-being. Located at the corner of the Spur Highway and Walmart Drive in Kenai, we're open daily from 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. No appointment necessary. Just walk in for compassionate, personalized healing on your schedule. Visit us at KenaiUrgentCare.com.
We go to the top of the 7th inning. The Cardinals and the Mariners, Homer leading Kenai 12-7. It was 12-4 heading to the bottom of the 6th. Cardinals get 3 runs on 1 hit and 1 error. It'll be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up for the Mariners. Jaden Sims, Willem Hakala, and C.J. Burns. Jaden Sims is 0 for 3 with a walk and 2 strikeouts. Everett Chamberlain back on the mound. First pitch is fouled up and away. No balls and a strike to the Mariners catcher. Now Chamberlain gets his sign, works from the stretch, kicks and fires, and that one tips off the end of Meese's glove and goes all the way to the backstop. So 1 ball, 1 strike, the count on Sims. He again struck out once looking back in the first inning, struck out looking in the 6th and swinging in the first. Takes the ball high. 2 balls and a strike. Chamberlain's pitched a third of an inning. Gave up 1 run. It was earned on 2 hits. Hasn't walked anybody or struck anybody out. There's another foul ball that goes off the stanchion on the backstop, and it's 2-2. Due up after Sims, it'd be Hakala and then Burns. And if any of them reach, it would be Weston Marley. Cardinals trying to get to the bottom of the 7th inning without giving up any more runs. Trailing by 5, it'll be Henry Wedvik back on for homer, no doubt. Mariners trying to pick up a win on the road against the Cardinals, and there's another ball in the dirt. That one pops up and over the shoulder of Meese, and it's another full count. See if we can't count up all of those that we've seen in this game. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the 8th full count of the game, and that one is pulled but just foul down the left field line by Sims, and the count remains full, and we'll do it again. Top of the 7th, Cardinals and Mariners. Longest game we have done, I think, in a couple years. We are well past the 2-hour mark, creeping up on 2.5 hours of game time now. Game started at 6:29. Payoff pitch high, and it's ball 4. Game started at 6:29. Official time now, 8:56. And the leadoff man for the Mariners is aboard once again. Willem Hakala. 3 is the Palmer Moose in Palmer. Gave up 1 earned run on 2 hits and struck out 2. 1-0 on Willem Hakala. C.J. Burns, the man on deck. And then it'll be Weston Marley after that. Hakala right now he was hit by a pitch. Nubs one toward first. Grabbed by Blake, and he'll hand it off to Chamberlain, who covers first for the first out of the inning on the 3-1 put out. So there's 1 dead. And now C.J. Burns. Burns reached on an error in the first inning and scored a run there. Grounded into a fielder's choice, but it was an RBI fielder's choice in the second. Then popped out to short. And then was the big play of the game. That strikeout to end the top of the 6th. But he reached on a drop third strike. A run, 2-out rally by the Mariners. First pitch to him is high for ball 1. Runner at second. And now 1-0 pitch is called strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Mariners leading the Cardinals 12-7 on the 3 Bears allowed. On second. And 1 away. Everett Chamberlain the pitcher, and the batter is C.J. Burns. That was the best one we've seen from Chamberlain yet. And now he has Burns. Scoreboard says 2-2, but I think it's 1-2. We'll double check, see what the umpire says. And now he's walked twice. Henry Wedvik. Pitched 1, did give up a run. An earned run, 3 runs total to the Cardinals. Another pickoff attempt back to. Here is a long look back at second by Chamberlain, and now looks like he's going to go home. 1-2 pitch. That one is lined right at the shortstop, caught, and they're going to double the runner off second, and that double play will end the inning. Jonas right there in the right spot to retire Burns on the line out, and then doubling Sims off at second. We go to the bottom of the 7th, the Cardinals trailing by 5 on ESPN Radio.
When you've been involved in a car accident, getting healthy is the most important thing. Having an advocate not be something that you have to worry about. When people have been injured and suffered catastrophic injury or huge Other insurance companies come and try to reduce your recovery. It's imperative to have someone that knows how to
Play
fight
3.
these investors. Look out for your interests. At Earhart, Elsner, and Cooley, we want to add value to your case to ensure a maximal, fair recovery.
Looking for a trusted healthcare partner for your whole family? Central Peninsula Family Practice and Pediatrics has you covered. From newborn checkups to senior care and everything in between, our friendly providers deliver person-centered care tailored to your needs. Convenient locations in Kenai and Soldotna, we're here to help you stay healthy at every age and stage of life. We've expanded our team to better serve you. Learn more at cpgh.org or call 907-714-4111 to book your appointment.
The Steam on Wheels Pine Street Pit is open for commercial and residential needs. If you want high-quality topsoil, screen, sand, pit run, sewer rock, drainage rock, give Steam on Wheels a call at 907-262-3240. Need it hauled? Steam on Wheels can help. Just call 907-262-3240. New for this year, 3 to 6 inch landscape rock, landscaper boulders, and wood chips. Get what you need at Steam on Wheels. Saturday, 8 a.m. to 5 Pine Street in Austin. Sterling.
Welcome back to Kenai Little League Field. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. The last chance for Kenai as they will bring, let's see here, the 9, 1, and 2 hitters to the plate. Avery Martin fouls the first pitch he sees off to the right side, and it's 0-1. Back on the mound is the left-hander Henry Wedvik. Wedvik has pitched 1 inning, given up 1 hit, 2 runs, 1 earned, 3 runs, 1 earned. There's a called strike, a fastball low and inside. And now, if Coach Stefanos is doing his homework, he knows that a curveball is coming right here. There it is, and a check swing, and it goes off the foot of the catcher and all the way to the backstop. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. The number 9 hitter, Avery Martin. Martin is 1 for 2. He's singled and scored, walked, was retired on that inning-ending double play in the bottom of the 5th, the backbreaker, and he flew out to center field. Here's the pitch from Wedvik. It's a fastball, and it's down low, and it's now 2-2. Cardinals trying to get the leadoff man aboard with no outs so they can get back to Steph inside and out of play into the batting cages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. See if we can't get their at-bat totals here. And a bounced in front. Oh my goodness. Strike is dropped and the throw down to first base is in time. Oh, that questionable strike and ball calls in this game are the worst. Now with 1 away, Cardinals 12-7. Daniel Stephenson steps in and Woodall. A curveball has just so much break from Wedvik, it fooled everybody, including home plate. There's a deep drive toward left side. Route number 2 is C.J. Burns, and now trailing by 5 runs. The Cardinals are down to their final out. It is Braden Smith stepping in. It's 1 for 3, a single, a walk, and he's scored a run and stolen a base. There's a grounder sharply hit towards second base, fielded by Briscoe. Throw on to first is in time. Now we'll retire the side and end the game. Your final score, 12-7. The Mariners come down to Kenai and take care of business against the Cardinals with some big 2-out play. We'll be right back with your Peninsula Community Health Services post-game show on ESPN Radio.
Hi, my name is Kelly Whitmore. I'm with PCHS. I do help people without a pay source.
Play 2 minutes.
If you don't think you can afford health care, please come in and ask. We look at every situation. Everyone have things happen within their life, and we're willing to look at those things to see what we can do to help you maintain your health. We do expect you to make a payment when you come in and see us. We're not a free clinic, but we are here, and we help people that are underfunded.
Peninsula Community Health Services, health care for all.
Ridgeway Family Dentistry is helping patients get ready for that perfect summer smile. With advanced technology and Dr. David Richburg's skilled team, premium care is delivered in a comfortable, friendly setting. And right now, new patients are invited to enjoy a special $199 bundle. Includes comprehensive exam and x-rays, cleaning not included. But don't wait. Call 907-262-8404 and mention Ridgeway Family Dentistry is proud to serve the Kenai Peninsula one smile at a time. Your perfect summer smile starts here.
Spring is here, and you know what that means. Potholes, mud, and the sudden realization that your car still thinks it's winter. Summer, whether it's a tune-up, an oil change, or making sure your engine doesn't sound like a rock concert. Dan's Automatic Solutions offers degrees and certifications to get you in the job market fast. Check out KPC's paramedic, EMT, and certified nurse aid programs. More information or welding will be the career path for you. Pursue these and more at KPC, the place to reach your goals.
Bring it back.
For more information.
Yep.
Alaska's go-to dealer for TYM tractors. Homesteads to heavy-duty work. TYM tractors deliver unbeatable strength and efficiency. Need a trailer? They've got those too. Plus expert service and unbeatable. Visit whitespruce.com or stop by their K-Beach location. Power, performance.
Now, it's time for the Peninsula Community Health Services postgame show. 11:40 a.m. and 96.9 FM with highlights, stats, and game recaps. Let's return to the broadcast booth with today's broadcast team.
Welcome back to high school baseball. Your final 12-7. The Mariners take advantage of some very big out hitting, and they have two big rallies with 2 outs. They score 3 runs in the first with 2 outs, 6 runs in the top of the 6th with 2 outs. So 9 of their 12 runs coming with 2 outs in the game in the inning, and a 12-7. They take down the Cardinals in Kenai. It's time for your Peninsula Community Health Services post-game show. Supporting your health, offering medical, dental, eye care. Visit them online at pchsak.org or call 907-262-31. Pitcher tonight is Homer senior Clyde Clemens. Clemens goes 5 innings. He gives up 4 runs, all earned on 9 hits. He walks 5 and he strikes out 3. In the first inning, he struck out Brandon Blake with the bases loaded. He struck out Brandon Blake with runners on. In the 4th inning, 2 runs, but that's after the Cardinals loaded the bases with no out. Strikeout to Jacob Jonas, looking a ground out by Everett Chamberlain, and then in the 5th inning, he leaves him loaded again, getting a inning-ending double play from Daniel Steffens. Throws 120 pitches. He allows 8 runs, only 3 of them earned. On 7 hits, walks 4, and strikes out 6. On in the top of the 1st, then an error from the third baseman and an error from the shortstop allowed them to bring in 1 run, and then had 2 men on. Henry Wedvik came up and hit a double that brought in the other 2. Then in the 6th inning, started off with a leadoff single by Clyde Clemens. Then Smith gets Jaden Sims to strike out looking, Willem Hakala to strike out swinging, and then Jay Burns to strike out swinging, but a drop third strike allows the 7th run of the game to come in. At the time, it was 6-4. To first base, and then after that it was a walk to Weston Marley, a single to Henry Wedvik, then a walk to Preston Stanislaw, a 3 RBI double by Cohen Boyd, and then a RBI single by Austin Briscoe, And that was it. That was 12 runs for the Mariners, and the Cardinals unable to come back from that. They do get 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th, but it's just not enough. They'd fallen too far behind at that point. That's your Peninsula Community Health Services post-game show. We'll continue the post-game show after a quick break, and we'll give you the Pizza Boys Player of the Game. It's high school baseball on ESPN Radio.
Hello, this is Dr. Shane Rawl, Director of Psychiatry.